Okay, so decaf coffee, zero beers. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, and I'm drinking a decaf coffee, right? I had my normal coffees this morning, but I love drinking coffee and I don't like to stop drinking coffee. When I was in the military one particular year, I think it was 2015. In fact, it was 2015, and I was doing some like a what's the word I'm after? Like a pretty important role in the unit that I was in. And we would work at night a lot, and we had really big, long days. It was a lot of work. It was heaps of fun. But at that time, you've got to stay awake. You've got to stay alert. So I used to drink a lot of coffee, and I'd get up in the morning at like 4 o'clock. I'd have a full percolator of coffee. So like, 3, 4 shots or whatever it was. And I'd go to work and I'd have a bunch more coffee during the day. So I'd have about 8 shots of coffee over the course of each 24 hours, roughly, which is a lot. So, and granted, we're doing a lot of work and you can burn a lot of that off, and I've got a fast metabolism anyway. However, I did that consistently for about a year. And I remember one day I was like, I'm just going to stop drinking coffee. I'm just going to have a day off. And I had the worst headache I think I've ever had in my entire life. And until I was in the rehabilitation hospital post-suicide attempt, I've never taken a sick day in the military. I stayed home because I had a cold or whatever. So I genuinely considered going home that day because the fucking headache was so bad. And I thought, and I didn't make the connection between the coffee and the, going cold turkey later. I thought I had brain cancer and I was going to die. And in case you haven't noticed, I can be a bit dramatic sometimes. That's what I thought. So I was like, I got to go home, but I can't tell anyone that. I'll just die of brain cancer at work, right? But it's just a massive withdrawal from the coffee. But I also used to smack a lot of piss when I was in the military. I used to drink heaps. Not like a big day drinker, not like an alcoholic, but I would binge drink massively. And on the weekends, sometimes during the week, if I was in a course, sometimes, every single night of the week. But I don't drink alcohol anymore. I haven't drank alcohol in about 3 years because that was part of the problem. It would exacerbate certain parts of me. I would lose a lot of my inhibition, make some bad decisions, get into trouble. Same as excessive coffee, right? It would elevate my central nervous system a lot, and it would make me really anxious and frustrated and quick-tempered. It would affect my sleep. However, although I don't drink anymore, I still drink coffee, but now I know the difference between too much coffee and just enough coffee, right? But I drink it because I enjoy the taste of coffee. I'm not looking for the buzz. I've already got a buzz. That's just me 24/7. I don't need a coffee for that. Same as alcohol. I don't need the alcohol to have a bunch of fun because I'm just naturally a pretty personable, outgoing, bubbly kind of guy, right? But every now and then I'll drink some zero beers because I like the taste, and it's just the memory of partaking in that culture, right? It's just that ritual, and the coffee is the same. So if alcohol or too much coffee or whatever it is that you think is part of your problem that exacerbates your issues, you don't have to give it up. You don't have to go cold turkey. You just supplement it for a while, right? You can still be the same person. You don't have to be that monk, so to speak. And depending on when I schedule this video, maybe you've seen my video about not becoming a monk, but you don't have to become some perfectly cleansed person that does not partake in any vices. Just tone it down a bit. Just decide how much is enough, and if you do or don't want to do it at all, because sometimes these things can exacerbate the bad parts of your personality. And trust me, there are bad parts about you, and that's okay. Same as everybody. But sometimes you just want to enjoy it. So there's nothing wrong with a bit of a decaf coffee or a zero beer.